Hello, everybody. My name is Marco. Hello, everybody. And today we are back in the tent. I am putting my coat on. Look at how I wound up last night. Somehow I wiggled my way out of my sleeve. Good thing all my tricks are still in there. I heard they're for kids. So I'm here in the tent. It's been a few days, I think. I just wanted to give you guys an update because I've been going through a lot of crazy stuff. I had a lot of huge, immense, decade-long breakthroughs where I found and realized my self-confidence and common sense, and basically like what I've been through has molded me into something that can't be taken. And I'm very proud because I've got so many people attacking me on the internet right now for standing up for addicts that were being abused, targeted, ridiculed, slandered, cyberbullied, and then forcibly removed from places. People were calling those people's works and their jobs and all this stuff, just attacking them over and over and over again. And it was never, like a nice put together, hard-working person of color. It was like a fat white woman who works at a bank. You know what I'm saying? Or the old women. Or old women, maybe single mothers, old mothers that just blow things out of proportion, and I end up yelling at a bunch of those women on the internet. And the men try me, and oh shit, I'm sorry, guys. Fuck, I had it all wrong. I had the other thing on, and the flashlight was on. So listen, so I'm going to show you guys, just to prove to you that I'm not making this shit up. When I told you that the other day I had an extreme breakthrough with God, I had to fight off the crows and I achieved a higher state of enlightenment, and immediately a man walked up and rewarded me financially and then asked me what my secret to happiness was. And when I told him, he teared up a little bit, and then he gave me $20 because I told him it has to be without responsibilities, and you have to get used to a lot of really horrible, harsh things right away. I told him that not every town is friendly. In most towns I met with angry mobs and violence and lies and people trying to weaponize the police, and it's a horrible, horrible experience. But at the other end of the tunnel is a way that I'll tell you personally, I don't think I'll ever be unhappy for the rest of my life. And I'm saying that looking like this. And he's depressed as fuck, and he works full-time and has a family and a house. So he teared up a little bit, and he gave me $20. And then he said, he asked how I made it. I said I have YouTube. I help people on the internet. Sometimes I just share my journey, and sometimes they donate to help me a cause. Right now I have about $180, which now I have, I think, 170. And he said, I just gave you my last 20. I've got $1 left. I said, would you like it back? And he said, absolutely not. Because he's about to go work for 16 hours and make $200. But it was obvious they didn't want me to work there. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I'm embracing my position and my character. Some ways, like some information is only able to reach people through archetypes, like Jesus, or the homeless guy, or the raccoon or the dog that got hit by a car lying on the ground that you saw 5 other people drive by and you have to stop to pick up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So it's not -6 degrees like it has been the last 3 days, feeling like -17. It's now 17 degrees and it feels like 6. So because of that, I'm going to go outside because it was like my teeth felt like they were going to freeze off, and my hands turned numb and pink as soon as I would leave. So because of that 20, I found a good deal with I made friends, I think, with the Chinese woman because I've tipped her $10, so she's been loading me up with chicken. I feel bad. I don't know if I have $20. I don't know if I should tip her, but she is giving me a lot of Chinese food was $10 instead of what other people have to pay for without rice. So they showed me a secret menu item. So I'm going to go try to order that secret menu item, and I'm not going to tip Or maybe okay, that's good. I'll tip $2 so that it goes up to fuck, I'll tip like $2.50. I'll tip $2.50 so they know that I'm a homeless man. I think they think that my English is bad. And to be honest with you, I think I get along a lot more with people with English as their second language because I also speak with the same confusion and intelligence towards the society I've been transplanted into because of my isolated upbringing. Now, can anyone spot in this mess my liner for my boot? Because I can't, man. So that I told you there was that kid that was screaming at me on the internet. He screamed at me for 3 hours last night. He would not stop calling me. He went onto my profile and he started just talking shit about how my mother will never love me because I'm an ugly mongrel. Because he called me a gremlin. Because I told him that he's an ugly little boy and that he talked shit for hours. I just said, you're talking at yourself, you're projecting, blah, blah, blah. You don't know. He's like, you don't know me. And I'm like, no, you don't know me. He started saying how he was going to kill me with a 22 back in the day. And I said, no, it would have grazed my shoulder and you would have been lit up like Swiss cheese by everybody on the block. You would have left looking like a block of Swiss cheese. And he said, I will gun you down like a dog. And I said, I will leave you permanently disfigured if you come at me, and I will embarrass you in front of your family, so you will be mediocre in your wife's eyes for the rest of your life, if you're not already. And then he sent me his address. So I know where he lives now. And then he just went off for hours and hours and hours. He like took a picture of the wrong ex-girlfriend. Like there is an ex that would make me upset if he had said, she'll never love you, blah, blah, blah. But he picked the wrong ex. I don't give a fuck about that bitch. He's ugly. So at the very end, I told him, because at the end of it, he was just trying to prove he was hood. That's all he was doing. He was just saying shit that kind of sounds like somebody from the hood would say. Like I told him, I hope God, he's a little white boy that lives in Maine now in a trailer park. And I said, I hope you pray to God nobody comes and takes your kid. Because after all the police reports and shit that are going on with you, they're definitely looking to take him. You're obviously not mentally sound. And he said, Alhamdulillah, which is saying, I know that people from the hood are Muslim. And they say, Alhamdulillah. But I don't get on my knees and pray to Allah. I don't do that. You know, he doesn't have a mat. He gets on the ground. He just says that because people told him to say that. He thinks it's cool to say it. So I said I won, and then I waited a couple minutes until he was done trying to call me for a half hour, and then right when it really hit him, and he walked away from the phone, the ding went off, and then he looked, and I said, by the way, out of every girl I've ever been with, I think the ugliest one was still much better looking than your wife. And I hope that you enjoy her while it lasts, because it's the best you'll ever have. You're a small, ugly man, and I'm sorry, but embrace the height difference because it will save you a lot on boots. Don't worry. I love taller women. Like a quarter of the girls I've been with are taller. I like girls that are like over 6 foot, as long as they look good, you know. There's nothing wrong with it. It's only insecure. I didn't say it's only insecure if you make it insecure. And that the women don't really care. They might also like it. But I didn't say that. I just said, embrace the height difference. It'll save you a lot of money on boots. And then he went on my Facebook and started talking shit about how I'm ugly and no one will ever love me. And I just don't answer. I'm busy fighting a war against white people, poetically. Okay, now that we got through that 10 minutes, there's only one person here. People stop caring or something. So I told you I've been having these big breakthroughs, and the crows have gotten a lot worse. They are designed to sneak their way into your mind and then basically siphon out everything you like inhold there, all the good emotions, all the happiness, all the presence, all the manifestation energy, all the things that make you unique and individual. They do spell work because they're trying to stop you from achieving a higher state of awareness where things about the universe are revealed that change the entire fabric of reality. Because if you can embody it, everywhere you go will be influencing everything around you. So they were trying that, and I've been worn down a lot. You'd think that, like, in some ways my skills are a lot better. My perseverance is better. I've been molded into strength that allows me to do things like not have to stress about getting up and going to do hard things. But in other ways, like fighting off psionically against screaming crows that won't stop for hours. And they've already like psychologically gaslit you into a state of dependence against the state of mind they bring you, because that brings you peace when they finally leave. It gets tough. And the townspeople are still playing the energy games. They still want to siphon all the... Everybody wants to feel powerful. But there are people that are gifted with power because they deserve it. They were built for this. And there are people that weren't. And instead of being grateful for their own life, they want... They lust for what others have. Okay. The water bottle just broke in my piss jug. It froze and broke. Which means the cold must have frozen the plastic so bad it got brittle. So I have hand sanitizer. The only reason they didn't kill that guy in Atlanta, Georgia that made a microwave pyrolysis machine to make a gallon of diesel out of like one can of like garbage can full of recyclables, plastic, is that we're so close to electric and hydro cars, it doesn't matter anymore. 10 years ago, that kid would have been dead. He would have been driven into psychosis and then killed. Entrapped into committing a crime like they try to do to me. You know what I'm saying? So here we are walking down the street. When the world got cold and they all went missing, I won't share that song with you yet. So it's all gonna work out, but I don't know. I felt like this year, my life, with me struggling and making such a huge effort just to take bare minimum small steps because I had such a big weight on my shoulders. And the world had gotten so violent and it had done so much to me. It was hard at first to just move to like the other side of the car when I was frozen in the car. And then I'd have to get up and go to McDonald's and come back. I was really in a war. But I felt like those small steps in everyone else's mind was the step that they needed to take. That was scary. So because of that, I was able to take the first step, and that sent a shockwave. It reverberated through people across the globe that were then able to be free. And they ran and started doing tons of different things. Because of my small struggle, making small steps over a large distance, people were able to do that and apply that to other problems. I sort of set the parameters for greatness. Clipped. And now we're just gonna walk quietly. Got cold and they all went missing. I found myself back right at the beginning on a snowy dirt road, alone, just me and the Lord. Daydreaming with the birds in the Lord. Daydreaming with the birds in the forest. In the forest. The birds in the north. When the world got cold and they all went missing, I found myself back right at the beginning on a snowy dirt road. Alone, daydreaming with the birds in the forest. I'll tell this story to all my many children. By the time God called me to get up and be a villain, so the homeless in the gutter wouldn't have to take the punches. And they could go to the shelter safe. And they could go to the shelter grateful for the free lunches. And then go back and sit down. And sing what they felt from the forest. What they felt for the north. And sing what they felt for the north. I sit with a crown on the mountain in my kingdom. Near town, walking around frowning. Bunch of bitches that wish they were me so bad they might kill me for it. Well, Sammy Kehoe had an older sister with long brown hair and a smile that sent shivers. I lit my fire just thinking I could keep her warm. I'll save the rest. None of that was in order, and half of that was a freestyle I just came up with. Okay. We're approaching the narrow bridge again. There's no focus. This is just for music videos in the future. Is this an abandoned building? How come on a Saturday you think everybody's at the bar? Like there's nobody in this house. Nobody's even walked up to that house from that way, I guess. What do you think happens here? There's gotta be kids. What do you think the kids are? They're probably all on GTA. They're probably all on Xbox, watching Twitch streamers. And they probably only really go out to buy weed pens from their older brother. No, they probably have older brothers that go pick up at the dispensary and give them all some. Do you think anybody's ever hung themselves off this bridge? I don't feel like jumping anymore.
Made it to Johnson. Aquarius season fucking me up. It's been over 10 years since I've been homeless. Who's this driving slowly near me? Oh, it was a bridge. I mean, it was a bridge, but they drove very close to me. And now they're speeding off like a bunch of losers. See? I could tell. I could tell they were after my power. That's all it was. They swerved at me and then sped off like that. You know why? Because they're possessed by the Antichrist. And I can literally feel it. I can see it. I can see the prompt that wove its way into their mind, shaping their behavior. They wanted me to know that I shouldn't be out walking because they have a piece of shit car. So look at them. Their windows were closed. They couldn't hear me say, "Why are they driving slow?" There's the cop. The cop is going right after him. There's a Lemoyne County Sheriff going after those guys now. Just to follow them to the gas station to be like, "I'm around. You can't be you around. I can feel your snot." Because they're both woven in the same game of pride and greed and lust. So they think that they're original, but they've conformed to be puppeted by the same entity that's setting up situations just to farm them for light sexual manifestation energy. A chair on the ground in this hour. Oh God, I hope that the Chinese place is open and I didn't walk this way for nothing. But I felt obligated to share my journey with you. The age of Pisces is ending. So we're in like double Aquarius now. So everything feels empty, detached. And I feel sort of free to walk. If it wasn't for the crows, I think that they're hitting me so hard because all my planets in Aquarius, including my moon, would be so emboldened by the energy around here that there would be a massive wave of what I can do. So that's why they've come at me so hard to put me back to baseline. Because I will go right into mania and go fight for justice. I'm literally... Like, to have Sagittarius a placement is already very powerful because you cut through everyone else. But to have it all like that, and then to have the Aquarius behind it in the time that we're living in, it makes it unstoppable. So I'm hoping I'm being led somewhere and conditioned before they allow me to be unleashed. And that's why when I try to do it, maybe prematurely, the world gets so violent and loud. But I'll tell you that when I astral project, everywhere that I go, car alarms be going off. So like I'll just extend my attention, thinking I'm going, like I'll imagine in my mind, me going down to the Chinese restaurant. So my mind will sort of make a bridge of my presence all the way from where I was to where I'm going. And then usually as soon as I do it, pretty much instantly, tons of car alarms go off. That's been happening for a long time, and I have tons of videos about it, where my electromagnetic presence sets off car alarms. And I think that I don't know if anyone can get there. But a big regret I have is that when I felt disrespect, and what I've heard is that this is a normal thing for Sagittarius people, is that as soon as anyone, because we've embodied this common sense and righteousness that cuts through all the bullshit. When people are disloyal, because loyalty is obvious, and it's like the most important trait of the Sag. Not gonna lie, is the loyalty that he has to everything. They're like the perfect soldiers, other than like Taurus. And so when people are disloyal, Sag just turn away. Unless they have childhood trauma that makes them overextend themselves to try to save the people. They just turn away immediately. And they already don't give a fuck. They're like the kings and queens of I don't give a fuck. Me, your dreams in the Lord.
Hello. So, how are you? That was very good. Found myself. We're gonna wear the blue alien hat, guys. Blue alien hat. Maybe my dreams in the Lord. Okay. I feel like okay, it's fine. I'm gonna put you in my pocket. I will be respectful. I want to be respectful. Good, how you doing? Yeah. Food was really good. That was the combo, right?
Combo dinner quantity? Okay. That's it? Okay. Shall be 11. Thank you. You want your copy receipt?
For the tip.
Sure. Thank you.
No problem. All right.
Thank you. About
you.
10 minutes.
Okay. No, my English is bad. No, I have bad English. Many years here, not great English. Many years Vermont, not great English. That's what. I don't know. It seems like the Truman Show to me. It seems like a very largely orchestrated symphony of maybe I have damaged brain cells. So, no, that was divine inspiration. So imagine we're all cells in the body of Christ. And a lot of them are damaged. So things are dysfunctional. The machine isn't working correctly. That's why it's getting weird and crazy. This is disharmonized, disorganized, falling into chaos. It's entropic. That's why in the age of Pisces, we all had fireworks. Pew, 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 pew. Because of the in-flight that decays into nothing. So fireworks are a ritual for the energy in our minds attached to the fireworks. Because we see them and we go, ah. And then the colors and shapes do things for us. Which I think naturally, people that smoke weed, that's what the high is. I just haven't
smoked in a long time. And then the environment responded to my inner emotions so much that I just disconnected them. That's why I talk and act like the way I do. Oh, God. Oh, God. Back over and they all went missing. See my dreams in the Lord. What you want? Why are you slowing down and looking at me, bitch? You're just a blue alien. And he's stomping around staring at me like a robot, attacking me through the energy now. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Normal person. I feel like it's getting my time to leave. You know what I'm saying? No, I've been trying to get that guitar, that Johnson guitar, and they just flat out ignore me. They've been ignoring me for months. I've made 3 different accounts just to message them and ask. And I said, like, hey, if you're... I don't know, man. People be just refusing me service. And I can tell when I achieve a certain state of, like, where I feel higher and more connected. And that doesn't come across as manic because I'm not new to this. Cause I wanna make you happy. You can't see me cry. Even if it kills me. That's the best part. That's the best part of country music. It's the acoustic guitar and the part that sounds like a cat that goes, meow. Oh, fuck. They had a microwave the whole time. And nobody told me. Even if it kills me. That's how this is canon. This is how Casey walks up to people. When you can't see what I'm doing on the camera and I go up and talk to people, what the fuck? Oh, I'm looking at the reflection of myself through the camera on the mirror. And that got me like a deer in the headlights. Even when it kills me, I poop and pee every day of the week. They told me only a mother could love this face. They told me on the internet I'm ugly. And only a mother could love me. Too bad my mom doesn't. That's what they said. That's what they said. Yeah. Clipped. Even when it kills me. Okay, let's go. We've got perps to catch. The National Guard is hiring part-time jobs. No thanks. Wow, that guy. Oh, but you know what? They took all the interview. That would have been to be a flagger. You guys make bank just to stand around and smoke cigarettes. I didn't have transportation back then. And these are all people advertising for their stuff. Even when it kills me. But I made enough money to pay for what I'm about to eat just by being happy and then offering somebody advice on how I'm happy. And the person I offered was the last person I expected to ask. Hello. What are you staring at me for, you fucking nut? Why the fuck are you staring at me like a robot? Oh, God. I want to buy a ham and cheese Hot Pocket for $1.79. And then I want to eat it on my rice. But you know what? It's all going to be okay. That was confusing. That guy took his mask off to come into the building. All right.
I'll be more sarcastic. Everything you're at like the right side, and I who tried your height, rather than you probably see through things a little bit scary. Even if you come out as a nice marshmallow or whatever.
Did you say that anyone smaller or shorter than you is intimidated by you?
No.
No, I'm having an argument on Facebook with someone who's smaller and shorter than me.
Oh yeah.
That I just said you're mad at me because you're intimidated.
Yeah.
And then you say
I'm
this.
still saying like basically anyone about his size is in the same.
I don't know. All right. Are you guys still hiring?
I'm not sure. We did just hire new people for Delhi, and I think Delhi was probably the only spot we
All right.
would have had open.
No worries. Bigger. Even if it kills me, my drawers smell like cat pee. They hired the only person and they said they're not hiring. Even though the other guy was like, yes, we are hiring. I just wanted to see if he wanted my presence to be welcome. Woo! I'm loopy from the caffeine. Oh my God, I feel like I can walk back to my tent. Right on, cowboy. I feel like an NPC a little bit. Where'd my presents go? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Dragons. Johnson Woolen Mills. Flannel Fest up to 50% off. Okay, I'm confused because that's a picture of a bike. That's a picture of a bike and a flannel. But the bike is near the sign, so it makes me think that this thing is about the sign. God, I hate talking to this woman. I don't know how to talk to people. I only know crime. I only know how to fight crime. Where's Rachel? I don't care about manners. The city needs saving. You know, I'm the king of the north. I don't care about mannerisms. My people are dying. And I'm the scat man. I'm looking at a clock. I'm thinking about cleaning it. I'm thinking about cleaning this church's clock real quick. Why do they have an upside down pentagram? Why do they? Okay. Let's divert from our path for a second, guys. Why do they have the Masonic? It's the Order of the Eastern Star. That's the highest level. Like, that's a high level masonry. They chose chapter. I told you about. Remember, everywhere I went, I'm pointing out all the things that add up to 11. They chose to be chapter 65, which is the 11th. They chose it to be on Johnson, so this is technically chapter KC. The 11th letter is K. No, it's CK. Not KC. And then they have the upside down cross, the upside down pentagram. That's a Freemasonic order that used to steal and rape indigenous children for sexual manifestation energy rituals. And then look, there's the big G, which is the 33rd letter, which in gematria is orange. That's why Gatorade is orange with the big G. If these people are still around, and I guarantee you there's one in that building, and look at how expensive these buildings are. That's where you're like, how did they murder hundreds of millions of people in just 100 years? They stole the children in boarding schools and raped them, like they did to my indigenous mother. Mom, take a look at the picture of you and Aunt Allison and tell me you don't have indigenous eyes and nose. All these people were doing it. I guarantee you they had a guillotine. They did lynch mobs. They did public sacrifices. This is the Trail of Tears. So they would come here to escape Massachusetts. We go up the long trail. And look, that's the spiritual protection against the evil eye. Okay. Ding ding. Thank you. No problem.
Very nice.
You too. If I made a Yelp review, because this is the best restaurant. Like, I've been to more. Is it better to say it's worth the drive to come here from Morrisville? Okay, I'll say it. Thank you.
Yeah.
No problem. All right, have a good night. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. I had to make sure it's okay. What's up, man?
How's it going?
It's going good. I'm having fun. Yeah. He tried to fight me in the spirit, and I went. So that guy's been following me. I don't know why. I see him all the time at different places. I don't know who he is. He sort of. We're living the same life right now. Not really. I think let's see if his bus is here. If that's the guy on the bus. What the fuck was that? Icicles? I don't know, but I've seen that guy multiple times in multiple towns. That guy's around a lot. And I don't think it's the guy on the bus, because his bus is usually parked right here. So he's just around right now. Every location I'm going to, he seems to be showing up. How would I have any way to tell? See, why can't I just knock on the door and say, hey, I'm here, I'm Casey. Here's my Facebook. Can I give you $10 be able to ride my bike to and from work. And then in like a couple weeks, when I can get down to Morrisville where my bike is, I'll just give it back. But that would be very socially unacceptable and weird. You know why it's weird? Holy shit. You guys look like hooded figures. That look like the Klan. They're walking a dog, but they have very long coats with their hoods up. So I just I casually walked by and I saw two giant hooded figures in black robes. They're very tall. Did you guys see that? And they were walking so slowly and their arms were like walking very weird. Like the slow motion with the overextension of the arms going outwards. What the fuck was that? That was like an acid trip. I like stepped into a portal for a second. And I was in another dimension where I was greeted by the Order of the Eastern Star. The food is very good. Oh, they loaded it up. It's heavy. It's heavy. I made that Chinese woman laugh. Now I feel good. But you can't forget where you came from. If you ride that feel-good high, you forget the pain and suffering these people did to you. Never lose what you've been through. Don't let them take your struggle, boy. Because without it, you're nothing. You're just like them. And you'll never find Rachel. I don't want it. I don't want it. POV, you're a Smurf. And the fucking Gilgamesh, Ganondorf, comes out of the woodworks to turn you into a mushroom. Okay. Life does not stop. Oh shit. You know what's really, oh god. Oh god, the lights are stimulating me. It looks nice. It looks like a bush made of lights. I'm gonna show you. Oh god. The way that they did it makes all the lights stick out like brambles in a bush. Oh god. Oh god. So here, I'll show you here's a lazy man's job. And then look at this one over here. Oh god, it looks like stars. Okay. I just looking at the lights. Nothing weird, I'm just showing my friends the lights. Can you see it? I don't know. I don't want to accidentally get like a... I just want to show you how... No, it doesn't look right on the camera. It's nice though. I've never seen them do the lights like that. What's that sound? Oh god, they're approaching closely. The wizards. It's the wizards, guys. They're coming after me. The NPCs have donned their wizard cloaks to fuck with me because of what I said today. And I have to escape with my Chinese food. You know, I gave him a $5 tip. I didn't want to, so far I've given them. They overcharged me first, and they realized that I'm cool, so they gave me a secret undercharge. So out of gratitude, I just paid the original price. They charged me $15 for something I could have gotten for $8. So then I was giving them $5 tips for it. So far in tips, I've given them like $45, and I've paid $50 because I bought two $10 ones, and then the original 30 that I thought was just normal around here, but that's the tourist prices. I don't know, but there's these wizards down here. Gumby goes to school. Oh, they're gonna jump a giant thing. Yeah, I wanna see this. Oh shit, I wanna see this. Whack, that's strong ice. You next. Have a good night, guys. She went, It was a mom and a kid. So I said, you next, to the kid. Gumby throws a kid in the river. Gumby throws a kid into a pocket dimension where the wizards eat him. Gumby saves childhood bliss from evil, dark wizards down the street. My sock has been rolled down halfway to my foot, so now my heel is exposed in my boot. And it's not chafing or anything, but it feels exposed. Okay. I don't know. It'll be a lot more funny if there was 100,000 people here. The Gumby jokes would be a lot more funny if there was 1,000 people being, "You're fucking retarded. You fucking weirdo. Shut up." Because to be a streamer is to have a fan base that loves to hate you. That's pretty much all it is kids talking shit to adults. To be a streamer is to be like a man or woman in your 30s. And you have to collect as many children that talk shit about you and make it funny and interactable. Like Cinna blew up off of clips of people calling her forehead huge and then dancing and cosplaying. Aiden Ross blew up because people were making fun of him for being gay. And you think Casey O'Brien's gonna blow up for suffering out in the snow? I hope so. I hope they read a news article about me. But it's not, it's manipulation. I don't really want to make the news as I do. I think it's what I'm meant for. I think I look like this and I act like this because at some point somebody's going to take a picture of me and it's going to make the news. Like the Brattleboro Reformer is going to be like, Casey sacrificed years of his life to fully understand and embody the struggle at the worst aspects of society. He survived amongst them to figure out what it was really like to be able to advocate and discover and find solutions. And what he realized is that that way was the best way, and that those are the best people, and that society has something very wrong with it that's been in place for hundreds to maybe thousands of years. And he commits to staying in it in order not to lose the perspective and can embody the world he co-created. And then under that, all the different examples of him going to community action programs to inspire the workers into dramatizing their life in the right way. Instead of the way everyone else is going, so that they could angle and navigate through these storms in the correct way, based off of self-improvement, personal progress and achievement, and having no expectations other than a commitment to and care for other people's pain. Offering them abundance to sort of alleviate the worst aspects of the human condition in the chance that they may reach up and change their behavior. Caring for the homeless as an act of human decency and kindness and an obligation, rather than coddling and wasting taxpayer dollars. I'd understand that homeless people are a waste of money, and people shouldn't be obligated to pay them because they work a job and the other people don't. But what I'm also saying is that that's a psyop, and that money isn't real, and resources aren't as scarce as they make you out to believe. So in reality, it's not a big hit to the economy to pay for homelessness. And actually, they can 100% afford for all of us to not have to work because of what we've obtained. We can completely shift society right now, if we wanted, into being completely different, where we're so close to flying cars and drones. We're so close to free energy, where you can power a light bulb with your mind. I'm setting off car alarms with mine just by thinking of going to a place, the path that I want to take in my mind. When I imagine me walking somewhere, car alarms have been going off for 2 years now. It's just slowly shedding away the darkness of the old world into the revelation of what it all really is. Because in the age of Pisces, we condensed ourselves down to believe a certain way, to be in this dark, watery space, to enjoy what it's like down there. And now we're moving. Or it's just a cycle. We're moving on. The age of Aries must have been very fiery and dominance-based, where you're all trying to be king of the hill, volcanoes, or we might have been cells that were just stacking on top of each other, forming these giant oblong homunculi. As we've been slowly churning until we became this. And then when Aquarian season comes, we'll be the atoms on the earth, except our souls. The dirt molecules that we're made of, that we're piloting around these light vehicles, will evolve and change as the era and season changes. And when the age of Aquarius comes, it's going to be technologically innovative. We're going to hit the next stage of humanity. People that believe in evolution believe in God. They just don't have all the pieces. Clipped. They're closing down the homeless shelter on February 28th. On February 28th, my hometown is rallying to vote in somebody who will shut down our homeless shelter. To force them into the wilderness, where they'll be forced to create a new society that will ultimately probably end with a lot of murders, rapes, and deaths. And then they're hoping that's going to change a lot of people's minds so that they come back to work. So now we'll have people that have suffered the most having to be stuck with people that barely suffered at all, but are psychotic enough to still have a job in this stupid, crazy world. I pooped in the forest, and then a bear probably ate it. So tomorrow there's going to be crows. But look at all this plywood that nobody's using. I could go over there, plop something down. This place knows who I am and they like me. Or they think I might be weird. I think I expressed too much high energy that they weren't ready for. I inspired them. And these people, they've told me I can be here as long as I want, but I know that doesn't mean stay here for a month and a half and don't do anything. So I don't want to become the hermit in the woods. I'm just waiting on the signal to do something. I don't have enough money to do anything that I want to do. I don't have enough money to greyhound somewhere. I don't have enough money to put together anything. I'm just waiting, and then I find things on Marketplace and I try to get them and they won't answer me. They just flat out ignore me. So I'm assuming it's like a Truman Show where something in their mind is making them feel like it's not the right thing to do. It's like the civil rights movement all over again. Okay. There's a lot of, look, this window is broken. So there's a lot of glass all over this. I slowly enter my nest. I replace my old piss jug with my soda. I sit down into my nest, carefully to not spill anything. I sit like this. Poopy poopy poop poop. Shoopity scoop. My parents left me to die. Poor me. Poor me, my parents don't care. Poor me, narcissist, evil parents. Where is my fucking super suit? No, where's my fork, fam? That's the business we're really after. Is Casey forgot to get a fucking fork. Casey forgot his fork. And there's nowhere to go, and I know I've got something that can be used as a fork in this area somewhere, because I had one yesterday I was using to eat the frozen rice. My food is getting cold. Next, she went, I said you next to the white people. To the old white people, to the old white person and the child, I said, you're going in the river next. And she went, and then I said, ha ha ha, have a good night. Ha ha ha, have a good night. She's gonna be like, who the fuck was that? And then the dark wizard, the dark wizards approached. Now, which one of you took my fucking fork? I know it was one of you. Me, fatty. I called a woman. Someone called me a troll on the internet, so I started trolling her. I said, nobody asked you to comment. Then leave, fatty. Nobody asked you to comment. She said, you are nothing but a troll. I was telling her that people gave
someone a harsh penalty for saying he was going to shoot a school up. And I said, there are plenty of people that said much worse things on the internet. And the cops called him on his phone to say, hey, do you mean that? We'll take it down if you don't mean it. And so they made a big deal of attacking somebody. Because he was on Planet Hank and he stood up to Hank. And Hank actually felt bad. And for a second, Hank felt like a loser for recording somebody because he laughed it off. Where before he was like, I'm this big bad wolf that's really getting at the homeless people. You know what though? They might have given, I don't think they gave me a fork. I don't think they're just throwing a fork in here for us. I think they leave the fork. And you're supposed to grab them on your end. And I fucking walked out without it. And I know she knows that I walked out without it. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you, bloody, fuck you. Fuck you, bloody. Fuck you. Oh, God. Maybe there's one in here. There's a pen I can use as chopsticks. Fuck you, bloody, fuck you. Fuck you, bloody. Oh god, I'm gonna get mad. I'm starting to get angry. Okay. I have one in here. Fuck you, bloody. Fuck you, bloody, fuck you. Fuck me, fuck you, bloody, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck me, fuck you. Fuck you. Okay. We're approaching the point of no return. I like to troll people on the internet. Fucking sue me. Are you gonna sue me for bad words on the internet? Are you guys gonna sue me for bad words on the internet? They're trying. They've been threatening me. They've been threatening me for saying things like stop trying to hurt homeless people. You fucking nut jobs. Fuck me, fuck you, bloody. Okay, where? Where's my fucking fork? Oh god, it's not here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. God, people are so entitled. People are so entitled and dramatic. We're gonna have kamikazes. I hit the button on accident, and I almost shared it to my ex-girlfriend. She popped up, not the one that I was talking about before, another one that just magically popped up in my who I should send it to. I wonder why. I wonder why she's around. Is it AI? Oh God. Looks like Casey. He's gonna have to raw dog. It's Chinese food. No. Oh, something down there smells really bad. I don't want to find out what that is. I don't care about your expectations. Aha! As soon as I stopped caring about your expectations, I was rewarded. Look at that, with more bandwidth for my common sense. Okay, now I bid you all adieu. Casey he did some stuff. We went places, we did things for an hour and 11 minutes. And now I'm going to, let's look. Did they load me up because they love me? They fucking did. Every time it's more. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Fuck you. 11/11/29. What the fuck? Fuck you, bloody fuck you. My heater turned off, but that's okay.